Valentine's Day is just around the corner, but if you want to know how to invest properly into your relationships and what actually is the science behind power couples and simply successful relationship that boost your potential through the roof and equip you to build an empire, then stay tuned for today's episode. First of all, welcome, champs. This is the Simply Successful podcast. My name is Susan Michaelis. I am your host. I'm a former professional youth athlete, a health scientist, and an international business mentor for ambitious men like you out there. And I'm more than thrilled and blessed to share all things holistic success here on my channel with you. Welcome to the second episode. It is February, the second month of the year, and the number 2 actually in numerology is standing or symbolizing for duality and polarity and relationships. So how can we not talk business about how to become simply successful in your relationships? Why is it so important to spill the beans on that topic? Because I've seen in over 15 years coaching highly ambitious and successful men internationally, no matter if they were pro sports, soccer players, whatever, race car drivers, or high-level businessmen, whatever, like a lot of them really master their field of expertise and exactly know what the next strategic step is to take in order to bring their career forward. A lot of them are very aware of more dimensions around success, so they're working on their mindsets and they're into those habits and patterns and building routines, successful steps every day, as well as most of them are very aware of like working out, working and strengthening your physical body. But in my approach, the Simply Successful approach, I have like figured out a formula for me. And I talk mostly to make it more simple about a success triangle. And in that success triangle, there are factors that, in my opinion, and from my research and my expertise, if you master those factors, then you unlock your infinite possibilities and your full potential. And in this triangle, every corner has a factor, of course. So a lot of people are very well aware about the first factor, even though they have a hard time finding and following it. And the first corner of the successful triangle is the purpose and being heart-led and being purposeful with what you do, intentional with what you do, serving a higher purpose or dream and guideline and timeline. And the second corner of the Simply Successful triangle is all around the human vessel. It means what we just talked about, getting the right winner's mindset, getting out of lack mentality, working out your body, being healthy holistically, watching after your breath, and all those factors around how to biohack yourself or like improve your human vessel. And a lot of people out there are very like into that specific corner of the holistic successful triangle, and they're really like tracking everything. They have those rings and like tracking their heart rate and every second of their sleep and their faces and whatever, and they're like really into those biohacking things. But they dismiss the third corner of the Simply Successful triangle, which makes up 1 third of your potential and ability to be successful. And that is the corner of environment and relationships and your support system. That is why it is so important to put a flashlight on that topic today, because I've seen a lot of ambitious men out there dismissing those corners, or those areas on their road to success, and are really struggling in those areas. Um, and it is true that those relationships can become your cage or your catalyst on the road to your success. That is why I want to talk with you about the science behind successful relationships, romantic relationships, couple relationships. Building actually powerful relationships is so crucial to you when you want not just have a normal success in everyday life, but you want to build a legacy, you want to build an empire. Then you have to do it like all the successful, impactful men like before you, because every king has had his queen by its side. And if you look through history, there was no highly influential man on this planet that hasn't that one woman supporting him, or even sometimes that one woman influencing him not to become the best version of himself. Don't you speak about like Cleopatra? So she's like the queen of, or embodiment of how powerful the right woman by your side can be, how powerful or even how destructive she can be, because she was influencing not just one like main man on the planet at that time, not just Julius Caesar. She was influencing Mark Antony the same way. And like she's to me like the embodiment of the force and the power of a female or a strong partner by your side. And of course you can go even like further in history, like up to today. Like you have like Napoleon, you know, he had his Josephine. And when you think about like even like newer history, like they're always like were named in one sentence. Like there was no John Lennon without his Yoko Ono, right? There's no Barack Obama without Michelle, and so on and so forth. No John F. Kennedy without Jackie Kennedy. And if you want to become a really powerful leader on this planet, you want to build a legacy, you want to build an empire, then in my opinion, you have to stick with one woman and build a powerful alliance and a power couple and a powerful partnership, and build that empire as king and queen together. And it is not just from a historical aspect, but it is as well from a science-based aspect, the preferred way to build an empire. Because what happens if you join in those hookup culture, you have random partners here and there, then what happens to your focus? It's gonna be distracted, because with random people, with random hookups, you don't know what you get. And okay, yeah, it can be a thrill, it can be exciting probably, but is that really like serving you long term to build that empire? I guess not. It is always distracting you from your road and from your main goal. It's distracting your focus and it's depleting your energy. And then when you come home or come into a house that is yours, it is actually no home without the right woman or even family in it. And that is why I want to encourage you really to go back to those old proven dynamics of serving in a power couple dynamic, because we all have male and female energies within ourselves. Even our bodies are made up like in polarity and duality. Like we have two different like halves of the brain, like responsible for different areas or different aspects. And one half of the brain especially is more for the male attributes, like the logical thinking, the controlling, the strategizing, the yeah, everything that is like mathematical in a way and logical. And then you have the other side of the brain, like which more female attributes, like the creative side, the nurturing side, just the flow state, just the receive and the receptive and the relaxing side of life. And of course, like the creative chaos and like the wildness and whatever. And we all carry those energies within ourselves. But as a man, when you identify as men and women, which I refer to in this video or in this episode, is you are operating mainly in your male dynamics and energies and qualities. And you should embrace them because that is what makes you unique and so valuable as a man. If you embrace in a healthy way all your male qualities. And on the other hand, you have females in their healthy female energy, embracing all those female qualities. And when you have those two individuals now combined in a power couple, this is like a force of nature because you have two polarities, like magnets are drawn to each other when they are balanced out in their healthy core energy. And if you think back and until the times when you were like freshly in love and you have those rush of hormones, almost like dumping like a shitload of happy hormones just right up above your head, and you felt like you're unbeatable. You felt like you don't need sleep, you don't need food, you're just full of energy, full of life force, right? And what I see mostly out there is that this phase is quickly gonna fade away. And of course, there are some hormonal changes and challenges and some behavioral aspects because the longer you are with someone, the more you seek similarities. But that is actually a crucial point because the more similar you become and the more you try to change the other into making it more of a product of yourself just to make it a more controllable outcome, you kill the magnetism, you kill the polarity, and you kill the intimacy. And that's when all the trouble starts. Because, as you know, a magnet to be magnetic and charged towards each other needs two polar opposite sides, and it is absolutely important to choose the right partner that is supporting your vision. I always talk about it like you have like in a picture perfect, you need a really good frame to make this picture like able even to like to stick it to the wall. And that's like the foundation in your relationship, the frame you have to have in common, like the same vision, like supporting the same values and morals, and like having the same ideas about the really important areas of life, like home life, like family, having kids, and all of that. That's the frame you have to have in common, and you have to constantly rebuild and re-agree on, of course. But the picture is going to be perfect that the magnetic attraction will sustain over time when you actually inside those safe space and those frames are still allow each other to be unique and to be different and to embrace your male and female qualities. And another crucial point is that men crave respect more than love from women. But women aren't the same. Women want love and appreciation and validation. That's their basic need in a relationship. And once you understand that you have different qualities that are actually, if put together, like a perfect match, and you embrace your male and female qualities, and you even like accept your female in all of that female qualities. That means sometimes her moodiness, sometimes her chaos, sometimes her whatever, too much overflow of emotion. Just like embrace it and like just enjoy the difference, because when she is able that to fully embrace her female qualities and you give her that safe space, then she's creating beautiful things for you. Because here's another reason why you should stick with one woman and choose the right one carefully and consciously. Because we women are multipliers. What does that mean? Whatever the man gives us, we multiply and give back. So let's get basic. If the man gives the woman a sperm, the woman will take it in, hold on to it, incubate it, nurture it, and after some time she will give him back a beautiful baby. If the man gives the woman a house, she will take it, she will decorate it, she will fill it with love and warmth and laughter, and she will make a home out of it. And she give him back a home, a safe place, a safe space where he can come home to after all the hard battles out there on a daily life. And whatever you give to your woman, she's taking it in and multiplies and give it back to you. But the other way around, that means if you're right now experiencing troubles in a relationship and experiencing nagging and chaos and conflict, then chances are high that you are part of the solution. Because if you give your woman depression and uncertainty and a lack of consistency, then guess what? She takes it, she incubates it, she multiplies it, and she throws a whole mass back at you of chaos, nagging, crying, moaning, whatever. Because that is just how the dynamic works. And once you know that, you can do better. Because I don't blame you. No one really taught us how to have a healthy relationship, how to build a power couple relationship in order to build that legacy and that empire we want to build. Because we didn't learn with our parents, probably. Most of us grown up in divorced families or patchwork families or families where father or mother were like absent in any way, shape, or form. And they didn't know it any better because they are the children of a very war traumatized generation of our grandparents. So I don't blame you. You just don't know better and you didn't know the power relationship holds. That's why you just like didn't put your focus on it. But now I hope you know better so you can do better. And getting back to that basic dynamic of men crave respect from the women and women crave love, I see three really crucial things why relationships fail and why women lose respect. And that is number one, when you are not consistent with your words or your actions. If you say something but don't follow up with actions upon what you said, then you just given her confusion and she will lose respect for you and she will lose trust in you, which is a very, very crucial point for women because a woman craves a safe space within the man, a man that protects and provides and takes care and is consistent and safe and trustworthy. And that means you have to follow up with action to the words you said or to the promises you make. Number two is that you don't regulate your emotions, or even worse, you don't express them. And I see that a lot, that men either are like a erupting volcano once the woman brings something up, and they're like throwing all their anger and all their build up resentment, just like, acting out of anger, screaming, acting like a little kid, like intimidating the woman, and the woman starts shutting down because she's so afraid to speak up because of this unpredictable volcano erupting whatever thing that's gonna throw at her because the man isn't able to regulate his emotions. Or the other way around, that you start numbing down and stonewalling every time like something is brought up to the surface, and you retrieve and you stonewall, and you just like pull back from your partner. This will like this will just like create like a losing respect, but first of all a losing trust. It will weaken the safe space. He doesn't feel safe around you to voice her opinion, to just be herself, to bring everything up. So it's really crucial that you learn how to regulate and speak your emotions. And the third thing is male and female energies, as we talked about. You have to embrace them. And a male quality women crave in men is direction, protection, and that they provide in a certain way to us those direction and those purposeful, intentional actions on a daily basis. Because what happens if the man lacks direction and purpose and is like wishy-washy with his actions, didn't know, like is confused, is in his weak masculine energy within a family, then the woman has to step up. The woman has to become the masculine part, has to tap into her masculine energy more than it's good for her. She has to start providing and protecting for the family. And this disbalance in the natural dynamic will lead to disrespect and will lead to a big disruption in your relationship. And of course, as in every other investment you will take, you have to be patient and you have to put work and effort into the relationship. But it is so worth it. Because what do I see in a lot of people out there? You all maybe know this like super competitive like curve of like how to win in life. And I see people and men like jump into this new relationship like with this rush of hormones, like overly positive, jumping in, and then like once they're in this relationship for a while, the curve goes down because then there comes the realization that okay, like behind those rose-colored hormonal glasses, there's a real human being with edges and with maybe things and like character traits I don't like that much, and maybe there is a big mirror in front of me now, because that is what a relationship is. It is a mirror, and a lot of times our partner is mirroring our blind spots back to us, and that's not nice all the time. Now, of course, that's not nice, and we are not very good in looking into the mirror and looking at our blind spots. But guess what? This is where you separate from all the other people because you want an extraordinary life. So you go the extraordinary way and you look into this mirror and you embrace it and you be thankful for whatever your partner is showing you as blind spots and weaknesses, because now you know what you want to work on. And what the women multiplies as a mirror, you know that at some point you brought into the relationship. And instead of just jumping off now, swiping through a dating app to get the next one, just because you think like this one is like malfunctioning, and then repeating the cycle over and over again, you stick with that woman or with that partner, of course, when the frame is right. And you stick with it. As with any investment you do long term, you be patient and you're compassionate, and all those valuable things like trust and support and like really this home, this safe space, that doesn't build overnight. So you have to put some time and work in it and getting to know each other and building together and constantly communicating. And you have to understand what the other person needs. So, like, you know now that your female craves love and appreciation, it craves your male energy, your leading, your consistency, your protection. You provide her with those qualities, and then you're gonna thrive together perfectly. So within that, I hope that this was helpful for you. And now that you do know better, I want you to do better and to be able to bring that magnetic power couple mentality back into your current relationship, and praise and appreciate and love your woman, not just for Valentine's Day, but every day, and embrace her female qualities. And that means all of it. And learn from it, get nurtured by it, and reflect on what better things you can give her so she can multiply it and give it back to you, so you both can build a beautiful relationship, a powerful empire, and become simply successful in a wonderful, thriving relationship.